don't care if it's making money and it's not illegal. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it doesn't hurt nobody. It's
Yep.
making money, and it's a product that sells. I mean, I'm down. I like real estate because it's a great hold and place to park money.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes pretty good transactional if we move the real estate. You know, and that's all fine and dandy. But that's not the only way to make money. All right, man. It's good to see you guys again, man. I don't know how y'all are feeling. I'm feeling good now, but we had a great time last night, man. This is my buddy Terrance. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man.
Hey, I'm owner of Splendid Aviation.
Awesome.
Started out as a flying club, then the flight school, and now we're trying to push into private aviation and Part 135 or charter airlines type stuff.
Fancy.
Everything aviation, man. We do it. We find a way.
Yeah. Well, how'd you get into that?
Started out in the Marine Corps.
All right.
Joined as a mechanic. Enlisted in 2002 as a mechanic. Worked on F-18s. Did that for 6 years. Then I put in the package to be an officer. Became a CH-53 pilot, and then ultimately I ended up training students right before I got out last year.
Man, that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a different life now.
It's a different life
Coming
now. All right, Kristen, tell us about yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Kristen. I full-time entrepreneur. I invest in real estate and also started my own business consulting company that Terrance is actually one of he's my second client, but that's what I do full-time.
Oh, man, that's super cool and very supportive. Yeah, which is super great. That stuff matters, man. It's well, good deal. So if people want to find you, where's the best place to find you guys?
You can find me at splendidaviation.com. Anyone that wants to leave a message, I'll get them almost instantly. Or Facebook messages.
Yeah, all things.
All
for
things.
you.
Yeah,
All
Facebook.
things, Facebook.
Instagram. What
Instagram.
else? TikTok now. And
Just got on TikTok.
and just go splendidaviation.com, leave a message, and I'll see it.
Got it. How they find you?
Let's see. You can go to my Instagram. I think they'll have the handle, and just go to my Instagram or my Facebook. And I don't have a website yet, just because I haven't gotten that far. But if you want to email me, it's kmartinez@chrisconsultinggroup.com.
kmartinez@chrisconsultinggroup.com.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good idea.
All right.
Okay. I'm like, well, you want to email me?
That's it. And again, thank you guys both for being on the Richard M. Shelton podcast, No Excuse Real Estate. So we're going to kind of, just talk about all kinds of things. Whatever y'all are comfortable with, that's fine and dandy, but people want to hear the uncomfortable stuff. So that's what they're tuning in for. So, we met in at one of the real estate meetups, and then with a fairly decent group of people, and then I guess we clicked all right, and then started working on some other projects. So tell me about y'all's interest in real estate. Like what y'all got going there? What's drawing y'all into it?
So she's a real estate guru in our family.
Okay.
I started. So long story short, I sold after my divorce. We sold our house in San Diego.
Okay.
Got some extra cash in my pockets, and I attempted to get into real estate.
Okay.
The reason why we clicked when we first met at that one bar, the Packery Bar, is because we learned that we were both looking to negotiate for the same piece of land on the island. And,
goodness.
Yeah, and it was refreshing because she was like the only girl I've ever met in Corpus who has the same mindset as mine. Only problem was she was way younger than me. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the difference?
12 years.
12 years. All right.
12 years.
That's a little bit. Yeah, but y'all get along pretty good, seems like to me. Every time I see y'all getting along, so it's either a good show or good. Could be both sometimes. It's I know it's true for me. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's just life,
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, so you wanted to get into real estate, and y'all met up, y'all liked each other, that's awesome. And then did y'all ever buy that land?
We attempted to. I think we got pretty far. We put in an offer, and for whatever reason, I think things got lost in translation through both of the agents that we were working with, and they accepted a different offer they actually told us what the offer price was. I can't remember what it was right now, but I don't know. They went with a different offer, and for whatever reason, ours was higher. and I don't know what it was, but it ended up falling through. So we kind of shifted and pivoted to something else.
All right. Well, I mean, it did what it needed to do. Got you guys together.
Exactly.
So that's so it's working out. I mean, how long y'all been together?
Wow, over a year and a half now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
By fast.
and y'all still like each other.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
still like each other.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, man. So you're in the aviation space. You came from the Marine Corps, which is awesome. So you decided to sign up right after September 11th. So that's some cojones. You're 2002. You said, right?
Yeah, 2002,
Yeah.
September 2002.
So
is
1 year anniversary. You're like, you know what? Let's go.
Well, no, I'm sorry. 2001 September. I was my whole group. We were super motivated by the whole
thing.
and I have a crazy group of friends, and
Okay.
I'm just as crazy as they are. So
Sure.
we all decided after high school to join the Marine Corps.
Y'all still friends?
Yeah, we are actually. Yeah,
Well, that's a
We
good
still
group
are
of friends. Yeah.
She met them a few months ago actually when we went to Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good people or crazy?
Yeah, no, they were pretty cool.
Okay.
They are now.
They calm down.
Yeah, they've calmed down a lot.
And that happens. Time tends to settle you down. So it's it works out that way. Well, man, that's super great. So you guys got the real estate going. You got the air. So tell me about the aviation. You got Splendid Aviation is the name of the company.
Yeah.
All right, and that's at Splendid Aviation is how they can find you.
Yep.
So if you want to learn how to fly, y'all
Come see
reach
me.
out. Terrance going to take care of you. I'm trying to learn how to fly too. My attention span's like 8 minutes, so I need to get a little better on that. But but it's amazing. I love being up there. I got some fantastic photos, and I'll be happy to show those in the future. But so what can you tell people about that space? Like what drew you to wanting to go from serving to teaching?
Well, I'm really big. Not big, but I'm kind of weird.
Okay.
I don't. If a group of people are going left, I'm going to go right.
Okay.
I don't like following crowds. A lot of my buddies, really good dudes. Coworkers, they're living the good life, flying for Delta, United, you name the airlines. I know someone who's flying with them. But
Sure.
I've always dreamed of being an entrepreneur, believe it or not. After I first became an officer, started flying.
Okay.
I've always had the ideas. I first started a company called Izzy Solutions.
Okay.
It didn't work out too well because I started it during a very crazy marriage,
Okay.
during my ex-marriage, so things kind of fell apart pretty quick, but it never died,
Yeah.
And the opportunity came during COVID when we, didn't have a lot to do. Super bored. I was working, coming home, couldn't go to the bars. So I decided to start an aviation company.
You couldn't go to the bars
No, we weren't allowed to.
in dress or just in dress uniform or just in period.
Yeah, period. We were restricted to home.
Wow. Ain't no fun.
COVID was kind of a crazy time.
Oh yeah.
We still had to work, still had to fly all over the country, which was pretty nice.
And
But
that's one thing I liked about Texas. We pretended it was stressful.
We did.
In volume. I mean, horrible things happened. Not to detract from that. A lot of people died. I get it, but
yeah.
in comparison to other states, we were much more lax.
And that's one thing that's wild. That's weird because you say that we've during that time we purchased an aircraft from St. George, Utah, and my investor and I we flew up there to pick it up, and we stopped in Albuquerque. So we started out in Utah, made a stop in Albuquerque, and then on to Texas. Utah, it was completely dead. It looked like a zombie attack or something occurred out there because no one was outside.
Wow.
Same for Albuquerque, and then when you get into Texas, everyone is out partying, going to bars.
Just
It was
living
just
life.
insane. It was relaxed.
We're going because we're going to die anyway.
Exactly.
We grew up playing in the mud and flipping cows. We're gonna make it. It's be all right. It's have you seen what I ate for breakfast? It'll kill COVID. And then not really true. It's not scientifically based. Thank you, asterisk, all the things. It's but AstraZeneca can help. And then it's but anyway, it was quite a bit of a cultural difference between like each state. Like my mother's in New York area, and they're pretty much on lockdown. And then Texas, I'm like, well, driving around, I'm posting videos, and I have people from Texas like, oh yeah, okay, cool. And they're responding to all the people from out of state. You should be locked into your house. You're gonna kill people. Which ones? You see anybody? No, I don't see nobody. I'm just in an empty house. Another one. It's so it was strange, man. COVID was a strange thing. I don't know why that topic keeps coming back up, but like two other people were bringing that up too. It just seems to be the resurgence. I don't know. Are we? Is something coming again? Am I missing the news?
I mean, there's a new variant that comes out every 6 months. So
I feel like it's like what started everything, though.
Every election.
New ventures, new business ventures. Everybody became like entrepreneurs, I feel. So
well, because you're at home, and they're like, "Oh, work from home." Well, I ain't gonna do. I didn't barely work at work, so I got a lot of free time now. I got 3 hours of work to do in the whole week. I'm getting paid for 40, so I'm other 37 hours. Let's go and make a business.
Right. It's when I bought my first property, so it's like I was so bored, and I don't know what I was researching, or not researching, but I don't know. I was bored. I work from home too, but I guess I was trying to figure out what do I want to do. I was actually contemplating building a house for myself.
Okay.
And it was just me and my pup at the time, me and Nori. And I was like, why do I need to build a house and then have to pay this big old mortgage? Anyway, so I started doing some more research and things like that, and then it came across Airbnb and all that good stuff, listening to a bunch of podcasts and all that stuff. So during COVID, that's kind of whenever my real estate investor birthed.
I had started right prior to COVID.
Really?
In 2019 really is when I started to start putting some effort into making that change into real estate. And then I basically put in a long-term notice around September. So I said, listen, I'm going to leave on December 15th. So I get a December 31st paycheck. And that's the last W-2 I went ever for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, now you'll be back. Nope. Ain't coming back. It's it's certainly not by choice. I mean, I guess you never know what the future brings. If I do come back, it would be as a part owner. I would buy into the dealership. Would probably be the only way I would voluntarily go back. I love the business. It was great and fantastic, but I wanted to make a change and to have a little bit more time. So I ended up getting into, was learning about the real estate, and then I'm in a conference in Vegas at a Grant Cardone Growth Con. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. Real estate's fantastic. And then what ended up happening there was, as soon as we landed, like things were changing. It was like February or something. They're like, I'm seeing like weird chatter on the socials, but nobody's really saying too much about what's happening. People getting sick, food's getting things. The supply lines are dropping down. So I was like, okay, let me get this figured out. So I went into like, I don't know, I wouldn't say survival mode, but like, let me start hoarding a little bit. Get some water, get some food. I bought another freezer, started loading stuff up, and then. But then when I got into the real estate, as I was doing the real estate stuff, that stuff was like going. Like I was like, well, this is easy peasy. This is like, just give me, just give me free money. I thought I was gonna have to learn something, man. It's I'm just to your point. I'm just like, all right, well, the world's shutting down. I got nothing else to do. I can't go places to eat right now because we had a week off, I guess. And so I'm like,
it's like a week.
so I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna watch every podcast and every YouTube I can and just download information into my brain, and hopefully 2 or 3% will stick.
Right.
And then so I'm just watch over and over and over and over and over watching them and this one, and just constant consuming data, reading books, which I do anyway. But I don't actually read anything. It's all audio. Yeah. Because there's no way that I'll read it. I can't even read the instructions on anything. I've got no time for that, and my head will not allow it. It's but anyway, so I'll put it on audio. Sometimes 2 audios at the same time, one of my cell and one of my truck. So I have 2 different books, one for each year.
How do you do that?
I don't know, but it makes me calmer, which is the strangest thing to say.
Really?
Like the more stimulus I have, the more dopamine levels rise in my brain, which makes me chill.
Yeah.
Well, but I think it has to do with growing up with crazy parents. They were sweet parents. They were good. I don't want to say they were bad, but they were just loud and weird.
Yeah.
And I got guitars playing over here and people yelling over here and drunk people that are their friends over here. It's like I was just used to constant stimulation.
Yeah.
so when I got old, it gets boring. I'm like, hey, this sucks. Let's break it up. So it's like, so we listen to music and every once in a while. So I'll just keep them going. But I mean, that time was so much data. Like we could learn so much. We could figure out so many things, and then. The doers did, and the dreamers dreamed. So the dreamers sat there and cried about life's so hard. I'm like, all right, Thank you for that 50 grand. Thank you for that 20 grand. Thank you for that money.
Exactly.
Thank you for that money. I got to talk to the mic, but you got me. You know, it's like it's you know, you're just going around like, well, this is easy. You know, it's you know, sorry for your loss. It's time right here. Sorry for your loss. I'm right here. it's like no, just you know, and then watching the news, the world's coming to an end. I'm like, okay, great. Well, what can I do in the meantime? Because before that shit happens, I was make some money. You know, I don't know which one of these things is right, but I know them Egyptians were buried with gold, so y'all send me some too. All right. And then, but it was strange. Like that time was a strange time. And then I think one day, I don't know how it was for California because I don't go there, but I know in Texas we just said, all right, we're done. We're just like we're not wearing masks no more. It's over. We're just like,
California continue wearing masks.
They still probably wearing them right now.
They finally they finally stopped.
Did they?
I
Okay,
remember
good.
going up there in 20.
Yeah, because y'all were just there, right, in San Diego?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a year and a half ago. And before we were
A year and a half ago.
yeah.
And they're
Oh,
still
no.
wearing them things?
Oh,
No, the last time I had to wear a mask was a year and a
Oh.
half ago into a restaurant. Masks were required. It was
that
just
was
weird.
like that they wore them for a while then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, not
Maybe
here.
2 years. You have to remember every day is a Tuesday for me.
Yeah, every day's a Tuesday. Yeah, today's a
day's
rough
a
day,
Tuesday.
man. This is the toughest Tuesday I've had in a while.
That's
You
a
know,
good thing.
It is a great thing, but it's not the smartest thing. The worst is like when you make decisions that you know are the right decisions, and then you don't follow through with the right decision. You make the exact opposite choice in the moment because you're just like, I don't want to do the right thing. I want to go have fun for a minute. And then the next day you're like, I knew I should have behaved, but no, I wanted to go to whatever hound place that was over there and just keep drinking whatever the heck it was, man. It is, I don't even know what it was. I just know I woke up this morning like, oh man, I only slept for 4 hours and I don't feel good.
I know. We were like, Richard's the one that said he just wanted to go home.
Go home and get some sleep. And
Yeah, because that's what I know I'm supposed to do, but I don't know about y'all, but do y'all always do what you're supposed to do?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
No,
We're
you're
getting
not
better
that
at
one.
it. But
Like every once in a while, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I just like I
That's
just
when we're
want to
like,
be a
"Who
kid.
cares?" You know?
and make a dumb choice that's not really going to cause any real harm, but
You only
like
live once.
not the smartest thing. In retrospect, it was not my wisest choice.
True.
I've made way dumber. But yeah, that was. But it was fun though. That it was good. Talked about all kinds of weird stuff. So we're going to start that business. I don't know for sure we can talk about that one. But but anyway, her face is turning red. But I mean,
these two are crazy.
Do what?
It's like these two are crazy.
We're not crazy
not crazy,
because
we're just-
that is I don't know. You can look it up, but that business. I don't know what the PC term for that business is, but at Adam and Eve they sell a product, and so whatever that business is, like that's probably $1 billion business or more,
That is true.
And I'm all right with like 1%.
Yeah.
It's like it's a lot of money, man. But I was like, yeah, I can sell that. I don't know where to have it manufactured, but I know I can make. That'll make money. It's
What exactly you need me to look up, Richard?
oh no, look up
No, I'm just.
Go ahead.
You got it. All right. Yeah. So it's it was just adult toys, I guess, just to figure out what
I know.
you knew.
You do?
See?
You did?
See that that validates my point that there's a market that just doesn't talk.
There's a huge market.
Yeah,
for it.
that's like and
Adam
my
and
point
Eve
was.
is huge.
It
Yeah,
really
well, I
is.
knew, that's why I said it because I felt like I had a fair chance of somebody knowing what it was that
Yeah.
you specifically.
Well, speaking of, the guys from Alibaba got back to me. They want $34 a unit.
$34 per unit.
$34
And
per
what do you think
unit.
you sell them things for?
About 220. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably like $1 million of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, will they drop ship them? We don't got to even buy them.
They will ship them.
Yeah.
They will. She looked at me like, absolutely not.
We had a whole debate on it, but I guess now that we're talking about it again, or you have a I don't know what I'm trying to say. You have now a friend that wants to.
Exactly.
Look, because I don't care if it's making money and it's not illegal. I'm in. You know,
Honestly, that's the point I'm at right now. I'm like, let's just make money. Honestly,
like I mean, it doesn't hurt nobody. It's
Nope.
making money, and it's a product that sells. I mean, I'm down. I like real estate because it's a great hold and place to park money.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes pretty good transactional if we move the real estate. You know, and that's all fine and dandy. But that's not the only way to make money.
Yeah.
The guy I was talking with earlier today, he's you know, a Bitcoin guy or really crypto guy. He's making all kinds of money doing that stuff. I was like, I don't know how it works. I have no idea what it is, man. But y'all say it's good. I'm good. It's you know, they're making money on it. He was telling me, hey, do these things, and over time you'll make. I'm like, okay. You know, I don't care how I'm making the money. I just, you know, do I feel good about what I'm making money on, or do I have a moral, you know, challenge to that? And if I don't, then I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think it ain't hurt nobody. It's
And
just
what,
gonna make
what I
money.
was explaining to her, even the FAA has recognized that is a requirement for people to be. Can I just say it out loud?
Relaxed.
Relax. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. It's that for really like the FAA.
It's in the new AIM that in the
even
flyers
better.
the private pilot's handbook.
So we aim to
They have like a little
please.
triangle. You know, you need
Yeah.
sleep, food, clothes, and then somewhere in there is sex.
Yeah, I mean that's important.
Exactly.
Sex is important. I don't care what anybody says. For one, there's 7 billion people on Earth, or whatever the real number is right now. So obviously it matters.
Yeah.
And then that's just part of the health reduction in stress, better cardio. You know, I mean they can say whatever they want, but this one will end up getting me kicked off something. But that's all right. It's you know, that's the benefit of not really needing your money. It's
I feel like we should have brought some tequila here.
tequila, boom, boom,
Tequila
boom.
in Long Island.
Yeah, no.
That would be a great idea.
I don't think I'm not for at least 5
Start
more hours,
talking.
man. Like, do what?
We got some.
I
We can
know
bring
it.
it in.
No,
Yeah, let's bring it in.
yeah, no, don't bring it, bro. Did y'all watch the podcast with Adonis?
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
That's the first one you sent us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was like drinking this. I'm like, dude, I can't do that. I'm gonna be like, I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I know it's gonna come out.
Next time he comes, I hope he comes again. And then I'm like, all right, you ready? Let's go. He was trying to get me to freestyle rap with him. I'm like, no. I sound like an announcer. I don't sound like a rapper. You know, it's like, but he was a cool dude. He was a pretty cool guy. So, what come at me? So we got these other projects. So in our dealings, you know, aside from this new venture we're going to make money on, you know, with supportive health, you know,
There you go.
Yeah.
Supportive health. I like it.
Yeah, it's there you go. It took me a minute to daydream up a word, but it came to me. All right. So anyway, so we got this venture we're working on, man. So it looks like it's starting to get all the pieces together. So we got 344 acre flying community that we're looking to do. You know, I actually just spoke with another lady earlier who might potentially be interested in helping fund part of that.
Okay.
And then and join. She would be interested. She's I don't want to say her name, but but we'll talk about it because I don't want to commit to her or commit her. But I think it would be pretty advantageous, you know, for them as well. But I mean, it sounds like a pretty good idea. But I mean, what about that idea appeals to you? You know, what about that program?
You know how people complain a lot whenever they're living in a certain place, Corpus or wherever. They say, you know, I hate living here. There's nothing to do. I'm a big believer. If there's something you want, get it, do it.
Okay.
And we had the opportunity to build a community here, just like San Diego. So it's, you don't have the weather, you don't have the mountains, but the fact that I'm thinking I can land my plane, taxi into my own driveway, jump in the golf cart, drive down in the golf cart to the restaurant, have a drink on the rooftop,
Overlooking the bay.
Overlooking the bay. I mean, come on, why would you not want that?
Yeah.
Go have a boardwalk, amphitheater.
Got an amphitheater on there too.
Oh yeah, by the lake.
Okay. I didn't get that one. All right, I'm
This
down.
is my dream.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, we got to get that stuff on paper. It's So it's all right. We got I mean, so what about that lifestyle appeals to you most?
when I lived in San Diego, California, the thing I absolutely loved about it is when I parked my car on the Friday, I didn't have to move it until Monday, until it's time to go to work again.
Yeah.
I could walk everywhere. We had hole-in-the-wall restaurants, hole-in-the-wall bars, nice restaurants, nice bars. You have your Rite Aid, your CVS, your beach, Dog Beach, Park.
I was thinking about that while you were talking. I was like, man, if I can get a Trader Joe's right there,
Exactly.
that'd be
Right.
cool. Then you really don't gotta leave. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm not saying they got everything you want, but at least it's a serviceable grocery store.
Yeah.
It's that fits the clientele is buying habits.
Yes.
Those people have that kind of money.
That's actually Sean and I were talking about that, like a Trader Joe's or Whole Foods.
Whole Foods is. I can probably get them to go into Corpus. I'm not certain that I don't think the demographics are going to be big enough for them.
Yeah.
They won't be able to pull enough enough in that market. But
just like a health
but
store. Healthy.
But you get a Starbucks, I think it would fit their demographics when the build out's complete. I think that there would be that would fit for them. And then Trader Joe's would probably be good. A natural grocer, something like that would be
anything
fine.
natural.
I think it'd be tough to get. Whole Foods is just too big.
Yeah, no, that was just spitting out ideas.
And it's whole
but
pocket. And you spend your whole wallet.
Even if we create our, you do, right?
Sorry, guys.
Even if we create our own store that's like all natural and things like that, but
That's you.
I'm
I'm all for the idea, but that running the stores work.
no, you're right. Let's not reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. I'd rather just lease the space to the professionals.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for sure. That's what I mean. But something there,
But when you were saying that, I was thinking, you know what? The only piece we haven't talked about, but I guess y'all had, I just hadn't. It was like having a place where you can buy the food, and you really wouldn't have to leave at all.
Yeah.
It's because you can fly in there, park your plane underneath your house, or taxi it in and have it stored at the hangars.
Yeah.
And then go to your either condo, regular single family home, into the apartments, or just rent a space for temporary and just hang out. It would be a big enough space with low enough volume of flights so we could have concerts and block out and reroute people over to the adjacent airport.
Yep.
And then during those events and just have monster attraction. I think it would be a really good thing for that area. That area is pretty it's just underdeveloped. There's a lot of opportunity, and so I'm really glad, and it's super beneficial that you've got the ear of on the political side. They're willing to work with you. We got the a handful of architects and engineers that are ready to make something happen. I've got people that are reaching out to me that want to join in as well on that side, on the development side. Funding seems to not be a challenge as much as I was concerned it would be.
Yeah.
And actually, and this is kind of an interesting turn for, I don't know how it is for y'all, but as the interest rates went up, I would have assumed that people would have been like, well, I'll just leave the money in the bank and make more money. But it seems more like they have less faith in the system right now. And I'm getting calls where I was not getting calls before. So I don't know if this is part of that or but it seems they're like, well, we want to put it in something a little more stable with a little bit more upswing, and we need to park these funds. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm here to help, man. It's but when the rates were 2%, I wasn't getting those phone calls. I didn't really care either because money's almost free. It was
Right.
it was like what am I going to offer you? But now it seems to be that people are getting engaged and wanting to make a change. So I think that airport would service a lot of things, and then. And it's plausible that we'd be able to extend past that point too, if potentially out further, a little bit further west. I think it's west.
Good.
So it's along that bay down the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So it's. That's how many acres did we figure it was on the coastline?
Roughly 19 acres of coastline.
19 1-acre sites on the coastline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a lot. That's a lot of feet.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Out of the 344 acres on there, we got a huge amount. The runway will be, we figure, between 4 to 4,500.
4,500 feet. Looks like it's going to be, I'm not an engineer, but roughly 4,500 feet of usable runway.
Yes. And then, so we'll be able to bring in small jets,
medium-sized jets. Yeah.
Okay. Is it like a CJ4?
Yeah, it's like CJ4, your Cessna Citations, your M1s, probably your Phenom 300s for sure, and
Okay.
below.
So you know who flies those?
A lot.
Pilots for rich people.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's like that. So which would be good, because I think that's what I really look forward to making that a destination place for people who want to go do awesome things. And I think that the Coastal Bend has missed a lot of opportunity with not bringing in other developers who wanted to make things happen.
Yeah.
And they're paying a price for it in longevity. That's less jobs, less opportunity, less growth, less taxes, less revenue. That they weren't, letting the citizens capitalize on. And now we have the politicians here in the neighboring area says we're down. Let's make it happen. And they're pushing for us to make it happen now.
They are.
At first they were like, oh, I don't know. Now they're like, we want them here. Make it happen. Okay, then we're down. So it's so all in all, man, that's super exciting. And then I'm pretty sure you're gonna help me like get these things like Airbnb ready, right? Like we're in on this, right?
For sure.
I have a feeling like you already got daydreams going.
I do.
I felt it. I felt it in my heart. I might sit. We're flying in a plane, BSing about whatever, and then I just see you back there on that tablet. I'm like, I don't know what work you're doing, but you're just busy working. It's like, and
So many ideas.
I know somebody asked me like, what is it like to fly in a plane? And I was sitting there like, I don't know, man. It's like about the size of a Corolla with wings.
Basically.
I was like, I don't know how else to say it, but that's about the size. I know it's what it feels like. It's but anyway. So what ideas do you have? Like what is your vision?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking, since we're in South Texas, we have a lot of like that southern east side kind of vibe going on, but I feel like we need more like of a tropical vacation feeling. I know Tulum,
Yes.
it's very tropical. It's very, I call it maybe eye porn. Every time we go to San Diego, I'm like, everywhere I look, it's so beautiful and it's just super pleasing to the eye. And things about design is that it really contributes to how you feel and it makes you feel good. It's somewhere where people want to be. It's where they want to vacation,
Yes.
So it's definitely somewhere, but you don't have to go over the ocean and to like Tulum or Mexico or wherever it is that people are going that's tropical. It can be here and you can get that whole entire vibe.
You don't need a passport to come home.
You do not need a
Nope.
passport.
It's like-
Nope.
And you're close enough that if you want, like from that, I mean, you can get a lot of places from there in those same planes.
Yeah.
So if you're flying in a 300 to that location, how far out can you go?
You can fly to Cancun.
I was about to ask. Can I hit the that area? Yeah, but Cancun's a good ways, man.
Yeah, but, well, in the Phenom 300,
Yeah.
even my Cessna 310 can stretch it out to Cancun.
So I mean, that could be an intermediate stop between Miami to L.A.
Yeah.
Instead of where that class of people are saying, I don't want to go to San Antonio. I don't want to fly into Dallas.
Right.
We're gonna go on the south side, hang on the coast for a couple days, and then we'll head over and go do whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a great stop. Kind of like the Miami or San Diego of Texas. I think
Yeah.
it'll be
Exactly.
a beautiful thing. We just got to figure out some technical things, but I think it'll work. Some of the challenges that we may run into is with the estuaries and the sea life adjacent. So making sure we find a way to keep that synergistic with nature
Right.
Yeah,
is going to be
definitely.
super beneficial. But I really, my vision with that is to find a way to integrate that into the architecture to where it's fluid and looks like part of what it is, so it doesn't lose the aesthetic of the beach.
Right.
It's like it looks awesome and it looks pretty. We'll go out there and we'll spend a lot of money on those palms, but it's
You keep talking about those palms.
because I bought them before and they're
They
not
are very
cheap, man.
expensive. They're super expensive. I know.
Yeah, it's but that's okay. But it will matter, and that also creates a break too, and it looks pretty. It's gonna be a fun project.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So
mean, in 3 or 4 years from now, we're gonna be sitting on our rooftop bar watching the Carnival Cruise Lines.
I would love to actually see that happen too.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I'm a pretty big proponent of trying to bring in industry business and into the area, because I've come from this area up here in DFW, and the mindset's just different. I go down there and they're a little more conservative about making any changes that are good for the people, more of the people in charge, and that's I got 20 people winning instead of $485,000.
Yeah.
You know, and it's and I want more. You know, I want to see those things change. So, and you know, I'll work to put pressure where that needs to be applied to make those changes happen.
Yeah.
So we'll work on that. And if we start pulling things off, you know, getting this done and getting these other developments going, you know, those are going to give the clout to make things happen.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's and that's really an important factor. So what's your future looking like? So we got the, you know, we're going to do this development. We got this thing underway. You know, hundreds of millions of dollars. That's all fun and fine and sounds super cool. But like, what aside from that business part, what do y'all want to achieve? What are y'all's goals?
You want to go first, ladies?
Sure. So goals. Let's see. So I'm really in the Airbnb space right now,
Got it.
and I'm trying to pivot to more of, you know, I have to pivot for the market. You know, interest rates were not really cash flowing right now, with purchase prices still being super high. But I'm really wanting to pivot to like low income housing, just because, not only because right now we have to find those type of deals, but we went to go look at a flip like the other day, and we walk into like the house, and it's you know, the typical crack, you know,
I got you.
druggies just in there, and then you go inside the room and there's a little 5-year-old girl that's sitting in the room, and it just kind of hit home in like a crazy way to me. So I was like, man, that's not fair. It's not fair that they really, you know, it's a nice neighborhood. It's like right down the street from Ocean. You can see the bay if you go outside of the block. And I'm like, there's no, like, they just didn't take care of their houses. They're just rundown houses. So I'm like, imagine if someone just comes in here, fixes them up, and, you know, once you do it, everyone is going to start to follow. So what I'm getting to is like, I really think that they deserve a good place to live, and especially little girls like that. It's like, it's not fair that they have to live in that just because they were brought into this world and that's all they know. So like, being able to provide like affordable housing and things like that. Obviously the deal needs to make sense, and you can't, obviously we don't want to lose money, but if I can just like provide housing and any agreement with them on how to own a home, you know, like even seller finance to them, and the people that are, you know, want to be there, you know, just any type of way to be able to help them out and be able to contribute to that type of market. And my goal is to kind of get as many doors as possible at this point.
Sure.
I was doing it with Airbnb because the cash flow was just really good, but right now it's like we're seeing like a really steep downturn, and I'm like, okay, I gotta kind of pivot. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So as many doors as possible, because, you know, want to be able to sustain my lifestyle. And if I make 500, and, you know, if you cash flow 500, then you're gonna make, you know, you just put the number on how much you want to make a year. But I want to do that because I also want to be, you know, financially free. You own your time and things like that. And I do enjoy like you know, I love interior design and renovating things, taking something ugly and making it just really pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do. It's like that if I could do that like full time, just like interior design or anything that has to do with design, I would. But that's kind of where my mind is right now, as far as, you know, what my next goal is.
Freedom.
Yeah.
You know, freedom to do the stuff you like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Money gives you that freedom. You know,
It does.
It's, you find a way to create enough so that it can pay for the life that you have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a tool.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden now you can start doing whatever it is. So if you want to, you know, decorate, paint, go take pictures of rocks, no matter. You know, it's like it's your time. Do whatever you want. You know, it's and there's probably somebody out there who's going to send me pictures of rocks. Say, listen, these are the ones I took. All right, cool. You know, it's like,
Right.
You know, but yeah, I mean, I think that's really the big goal, is to set up enough stability to be able to cover, and then if you have the ability while you're doing that to take care of people who don't have the solutions available to them because the market's not supportive of that reality, then it's I think that serves many purposes. Obviously, you're taking care of yourself, but you're able to take care of many other people as well, and that becomes super helpful.
Yeah.
To the whole sphere of people in that area.
Right.
And I mean that, you know, I think that's a big challenge. I mean, the incomes are stagnant, but the expenses are increasing. And
Yes.
you know, if you only have $1 and and you're spending 50 cents, not that bad, but when 50 cents becomes 60, then 70, then 80, then 90, then 99, then 101, now you're in trouble.
Yep.
It's and that's what ends up happening. Everything keeps going up except for your income, and so it's that'll break somewhere. And then people, I guess, worried about the minimum wage. That's not the, I mean that's one aspect, I suppose, but the mean income is really that challenge.
Right.
Is the average income in town afford enough, or am I able to qualify with the average income to buy the average priced home?
Right.
And if that answer is no, then there's a problem. If I'm making, if the average income is $55,000 and the average house is $300,000,
Yeah.
they ain't going to
It's a
qualify.
disconnect.
Something doesn't match up.
It's not going to work. So it's so being able to find homes that are fitting, to help rebalance that back out and are high quality homes. I was talking to a guy that does 3D printed homes right now.
Really?
He just sent me a thing like, I don't know, an hour ago or so. It's so, and their cost per square foot's pretty low in comparison to normal. So I'm going to get more information on those and look at those kind of solutions too.
Yeah,
and
I'd be interested in that.
And then figuring out how to build solutions for people that, with the situation they're really in, not the. I would love to generate enough jobs where they can make more income.
Yeah.
But that's a long-term plan.
Yeah.
And immediately they need a place to live now that's safe.
Exactly.
And like their little girl shouldn't be sitting in a bed with the druggies. It's
Exactly.
although those are two different issues, but the there should be the opportunity for a better quality of life for the people. This is a very wealthy country that spends an exuberant amount of money taking care of everywhere else.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it puts the emphasis on us to solve our own problems, but hopefully we can pull those things up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. These things are so cool. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, I mean, they just pretty much just concrete or whatever.
Wow.
They build them super fast. Yeah. So, I mean, these homes they go up quickly. They last a long time. I mean, I haven't looked into what the negatives are, but I'm sure there might be off-gassing or something that,
Right.
something that needs to be, somebody's going to tell you what the negatives are. So
Yeah.
figure out what they are and
That's awesome.
mitigate those.
Have
Yeah,
they done that yet, or have they?
No, they're
they're
all
doing
over
it
the
now?
place. They
Really?
built some in Corpus. They have a house over in Molina that just went up like, I don't know, 5-6 months ago.
Yeah.
Beautiful looking house. Like,
Wow, that's awesome.
And it looks great. I mean, because that's what it looks like when they're putting it together. But the outside looks like a normal house.
Yeah.
I don't have enough information, but that is one solution where the cost to build is cheaper than and looks to be longer term solution.
Wow.
Yeah.
Than the regular stick build. So, I'm would think like in areas, to your point where I have 20 houses that are, for the most part, war torn, buy the whole block.
Exactly.
Build up new ones that are affordable, replaceable, and have 20 to 40 years of awesome life left,
Yeah.
and maintainable future of 40 to 60 more additional years if they
Exactly.
take care of it. And that's and make it and try to hit a target price point that's affordable for everybody. So
Right.
Yeah.
so that somebody can actually qualify for and have an opportunity to have some security.
Right.
Not having security is pretty stressful.
It is.
It is.
It's
Very
it's
stressful.
and I've had both, and I prefer stability.
Yeah.
Instability is it hurts. So it's and you're fearful. You got all your normal problems. Sicknesses, illness, and whatever on top of being broke.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not a good place to be. But anyway, so I mean those are one of the areas where I think that building these big projects gives us the resources, the connections, and the credibility to solve
Exactly.
big problems
Yes.
for other people, while still creating big solutions and wins for us.
Right.
And all the investors and all the lenders and everybody who comes on board that wants to do it, and all the citizens of the area who get to enjoy everything that was built that wouldn't
Yeah.
have been built.
Someone has to do
Because
it.
right now they're not even allowed on the property, and it's too pretty to not go check it out.
Yeah.
So we build it up. Now everybody can go. Fly in, hang out, go walk the boardwalk, be healthy, and have healthy access to healthy foods.
Yeah.
Well, and create other things.
And then if we if we get military gas contracts, that'll just be
It's extra money.
extra money.
Yeah. I don't feel guilty taking that money back. Everything the government pays me for, whatever that is, I feel like, oh, I'm getting a refund now. it's like y'all been. They
Those are the
say
good
you
kind of
pay taxes, but until I own my own business, that's the only time I paid taxes. All the rest of my life, they took taxes and gave me the change. Like
Yeah.
they didn't like I didn't. Oh no, they didn't. They shook me down and then said, "Prove we owe you more." You know, yeah, prove we took too much. You know, and like, well, okay. I seen that movie, but that was a different. They call it something different, not government. It's like, but anyway, it's but every time that, you know, so if I got a government contract, it pleases my heart to take a little bit of that money back. You know, so it's and still know I'm a little safer. You know, it's both things can be true.
Yeah.
Right.
It's you know, so it's so all right, so we know where you're looking at. You're looking for some freedom. You're wanting to get your rental pool up. You're wanting to have your doors a little bit higher, so you have a good quality of life and the freedom to enjoy that quality of life.
Exactly.
What you got going on? What you want your future to look like?
Ultimately, I want to take the flight school.
Okay.
Fine tuning the concept right now for flight school, like
Okay.
what works for a small community, and still is profitable. And then I want to take that to other places and basically expand franchising it.
Okay.
I don't want to become too big. Like, what's that flight school called? Who's huge right now? They're everywhere.
ATP.
Yeah, I don't want to become an ATP. I don't want people to feel like they're being, they're cattle.
In the
herd it
system.
through,
Just
yeah.
heard it through. I want to keep the personal touch. I kind of like knowing who all of our clients are. I like having drinks with them, like whenever we have our parties, our hangout
Yeah.
parties and things like that.
Yeah.
But we can still take the same concept and take it to other places. I'm not going to say exactly where. I'll tell you outside.
Later.
Yeah. I don't want anyone taking this strategy, but
Yeah, but I mean, there's places all over.
yeah.
But you provide like a different spin to it.
Yeah, strategic places where I know people need the service.
Yeah, I mean, that's always smart.
Yeah.
Starbucks doesn't build where it ain't gonna make money.
Exactly.
Usually.
And then I basically want to continue on with building a charter airline to where we have the flight school feeding pilots into the airline so that we don't have that issue.
Yeah.
I know there's one other company doing it. I think they're out of North Dakota.
Okay.
But I would like to end up
I
there.
would
And then
definitely not want to be based up there. I'm sure it's
Absolutely
beautiful,
not.
but it's cold.
Exactly.
Oh, so cold. I can't do the cold.
I bet it's cold right now.
It is.
Yeah, it's we're 100 degrees here, and you're
October.
probably in your 40s.
50 degrees,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're 40 to 50 is obscene. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever been to Fargo?
No.
Oh man,
No, I'm-
2 degrees below death.
Yeah, absolutely
when you
not.
have to calculate in Kelvin, I know it's cold. It's,
Absolutely not.
it's like, I'm like, oh, I'm out. It's like,
All the way out.
But yeah.
this is cold, man.
But yeah. And then the other cool project too, kind of been I already have a business plan for it.
Okay.
Probably after we get done with the community, I want to start using all electric aircraft and basically
Okay.
have a system to where you could get transported from Corpus to any major city in Texas. So
Yeah.
I want to connect Corpus to Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and then Midland, using all electric aircraft.
Yeah, I think that'd be super cool.
Super cheap. Tickets only have to be maybe $100 a pop to get to Dallas from Corpus.
Yeah,
And,
which I spend at about roughly a tank of gas.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
or that's about my gas bill because it's about one tank for me to get up there and about half or so to get back. Or however that maths out, but about $100 right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it would cost me the same and be funner.
Yeah, exactly.
And quicker.
And quicker.
Time is money.
yeah. I mean, like when I flew up with you guys the other day, it's like the time is much faster. Like I drive up at 6.5 hours or 5.5 hours if I'm not following the rules, and then it's assuming traffic's your friend, and you can actually get through places. It's and that's tough when you're going that kind of distance. Was it 400? I think driving is 430 miles or something.
Yes, it's a long way.
Because you're going this way and that way, and then it's just different. But we were flying for the most part a straight flight, and then not too much. Everything's pretty easy. You just get up there, land. It's all good. And go, and we every time we land, it's closer to where I'm going than if I I guess not than driving, because I'm driving right to the front door. But but like versus commercial, if I go in, I got to fly to DFW. I'm not. Like that, and that's great, but I got to go through that entire process. And I go fly private or your own plane, and you can just fly. I don't know you're 5 minutes away. You got no traffic. You've got everybody's real nice to you. You're the only person inside the FBO half the time. Like you just walk in there, like, hey, this is my show. There's some cookies over there. Cool. It's a complete different experience than that. So I think setting those hubs up and being able to get people in and out quickly and doing those hot shots back and forth would be pretty cool. And then I looked at I don't know if Sohail can find one real quick, but I had found basically a flying motorcycle thing.
I gotta have one of those.
Yeah, and so and one of them you have to have a pilot license, and the other one you don't. So it's like one's a drone kind of thing, and you have to have something. But there you go. Yeah, see, look at that third one. Yeah, that third one is the one that I specifically saw.
Oh Lord!
Like these are pretty cool, man. So they're there. They're ready now.
Really?
So like you get 5 or 6 of those things, or I'm sure they'll make one that you can carry like 1 or 2 people on.
Yeah.
And then run those things over just to regular Corpus, right? Like it's like just hot shotting back and forth, because you can land at Walmart parking lot or something.
That
I'm not
would actually be
100%
cool.
sure that's
Avoid
legal.
all
but
the traffic.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, all of the stoplights. Gosh.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah. My only concern is in my heart, I feel like somebody's going to crash into power lines.
Someone will.
I
Someone
hope
will.
they have to have a pilot license. I don't know.
Well, that was the thing. Like most of them said yes, and there was one that said no, and I'm like, I'm getting that one. But yeah, that was. I thought those were super cool, and I was like, okay, so we got that thing, and we put those little pads, like I was telling you, on top, or maybe instead of putting that deck, we put a helipad on top of each one of those deals. They can park their little bike up there.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be super cool, man.
That would be kind
Go
of
there and go straight over to HEB. Whee! See you later.
wow.
Dropping eggs on people.
The future.
I'm going to be the reason there's regulations. Check it out. But I think it'd be super fun, man. So, but there's a lot of things changing in aviation that are becoming more mainstream for normal people. I mean, like I guess at one time in history, the horse was the way to go, and then we moved to automobile, and that was a transition that took some time to become normal.
Yeah.
And then I feel like aviation is starting to become more accessible for a general person, just an average person. So it's not like, in my mind, I feel like you had to be a millionaire to play that game, and that's just not true.
No, it's not.
But in my head, I was brainwashed to believe that that's the case, and it's just not.
That's what I thought too until I met him. I was like, wow.
How much is that plan? $100,000. Okay, well, how much is a new a new truck's $100,000 too? So,
exactly.
And I get better financing on the plane. So it's and a better resale. It's you have some maintenance, which is a little pricey, I guess, but you tend to get that money back from what you're explaining to me as when you sell it off anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not really losing anything. You're just really paying for your airtime.
Yeah.
And then it's and then if I can put it to work with somebody else, now you can be self-sufficient, and it's paying for itself, or at least partially paid for, or partner up with somebody else. I mean, there's lots of options, and I think as technology advances, like those craft and other things, and it becomes more autonomous, I'm sure at some point the license will be irrelevant because nobody's flying it. We're going here, and it takes you.
I hope not.
Well, you hope not now, but
But it's gonna happen.
But I mean, that's how technology works. I mean, since we were kids, we had phones with dials and like little buttons. Now I can hop on my cell phone, have a computer that's better than anything that existed in the '90s, and prior, and zoom into somebody's front door from space on my phone. Like technology moves. It's like, and that was like quick. That's probably actually like 10 years. That's not even like that's it's an obscene amount of change so quickly, and it continues to escalate at that same rate of improvement. So I would assume before I pass that it'll be, I won't have to drive and I won't have to fly. I just type in where I want to go, or probably not even that. Probably just talk to it. Say,
probably.
hey, whoever. I don't want to say it now, or my phone will start glitching. Take me to yada yada. On your way, cool. It'll be pretty neat. So what kind of we'll be wrapping up here pretty quick. So I mean, y'all guys have like any words of wisdom, any nuggets of information you'd share with people that are in or want to get started on something or anything,
Yeah. I would just say that I think we tend to put limitations on ourselves, and that really is what stops us from doing, really anything. And, people look at something and they're like, wow, I could never do that. But if you just start somewhere, no one, like what you said yesterday, like no one knows what they're doing. So you just have to start somewhere and just figure it out as you go.
Yeah. We all started at, for the most part, zero. We might have had good helpers immediately because of our parents or whatnot, or associations, but we still were born nothing, So, and there's plenty of people that are great people that one kid's kicking ass and one ain't.
Yeah.
So it's it's got to be in you. You got to make the choice regardless of where you came from. So, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
If you're starting a business, don't give yourself an out. I've seen this a few times where people start a business while they're working. Things will get extremely hard because it's going to get hard. Yes. It never stops. And then they quit. And they quit their business and they go back to working again. When really, you never know how far you are from success. You never know how far you are from that big deal that's going to keep your company above water. Because I could say, Splendid Aviation, we have ups and downs. There's some months where I'm like, yes, thank God, hell yeah. This is awesome. And then some months where I'm like, gosh, why the hell did I do this? I should be a Delta pilot right now. Like
more money and all the benefits.
Exactly. But at the same time, it's like if you say, hey, let's go to Dallas or let's go to Fort Worth, I say, all right, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, those are big, big wins. I mean, having that freedom to go and travel and go do what you want to go do and live the lifestyle that you want to live and build your own thing. Because if you were to say a pilot for a major airline, your opportunity to do this development or to leave when you need to, or to spend time, or go see family or whatnot. Those things are restricted. It's you're on their schedule and their time, and you with the agreement that you're selling your time for that money. It's and so it's not really a negative to them. It's just that's what the agreement is. So in honoring your side of the agreement, it limits your ability to do other things, and I think that's something that has to be considered. If you're going to go, just let go of the other one. I was in the automotive, and ultimately I was like, okay, I can see that this is viable. I need to stop doing this, and do this, or I'll continue making money at this, and this will just be a hobby,
right? Yeah,
which could be fine too, but I didn't want that. I knew now, because if I didn't stop, then I would have just been working two jobs.
Exactly.
And I don't know how I would have pulled that off. Like it's at scale. And so I think I'm with you 100%. Just cut bait and move forward. Your heart's already telling you to do it anyway, or you wouldn't be daydreaming about it.
Exactly.
So now you're lying to yourself, lying to your employer, and dishonoring your opportunities. It's so you can put them all to work and.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that God won't bless you with, his biggest blessing that he has for you if you keep holding on to whatever it is he doesn't have for you. You have to release that, and you'll just see the blessings come through.
They do. I agree with you 100%. Well, guys, man, thank y'all so much for coming by. So y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about on these topics? No? All right, we're going to sell the weird shit. All right, so we're going to get out there. All right. Thank you guys for watching the Richard M. Shelton No Excuse Real Estate Podcast here with Terrance and Kristen. Thank you guys so much for being here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
This is
We
awesome.
appreciate
Awesome.
it.
You like it?
Yeah, this is
pretty cool,
good.
right?
This
This
is
is
a
pretty
really good
dope,
setup.
not gonna lie.
Man, so Harper Belmont puts these things on. If you guys need somebody to do it, come talk to these guys. All right, they will take care of you. They do fantastic work, great editing. Just throwing that little promo out there so we can add it on since I have 1 minute and 32 seconds left. So I just want to give them a little props because I really appreciate what they've done for me. And if y'all choose to do something with them as well, that
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
He's a
definitely-
Marine. I have to.
Is he?
He
I
is,
did not
yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
and I
he
would
is.
never have made that bet ever in my life. Like I said, he was. Okay. See, but that's the kind of things I love about this business, and we'll eat up that time with that, is that the connections you make and how close your circles really are that you don't really realize.
Yeah.
Right.
It forces, if you're honoring your truth, to your point, you end up associating with the right people. They just come into your circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
You know, and you just honor that and don't fuck it up. Then you're good. You know what I mean? Like because sometimes, and by that it doesn't necessarily mean you mess up that relationship. You may not been open to having that connection because you're holding on to something that's not meant for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there holding on to this, and you know, it's crazy. We talked about an analogy guy earlier, but you know, he's trying to be the king, or I guess it would be the captain of his boat. And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, you're the captain of the canoe, but if you come with us, now you're on the yacht. You ain't the captain, but you're in the yacht. Like it's like come on, guys. All right, well, I don't know where we're gonna head on after this, but you know, let's get out there. Let's go make some things and rebuild our communities one property at a time.
It's perfect.
Let's
Ready?
do it.
All right. Thank you guys for being here at the Richard M. Shelton podcast for No Excuse Real Estate. We'd love you being here. Want you guys to check out, if you have any questions, come to my socials. You can go to my website, richardmshelton.com. Find Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, the new X, whatever you need. Come see me. We're here to help.